Hello, everyone. Welcome. Good evening. This is episode 4 of Nerding Out. With your host Nico.
This is Gabe, and today we have a very special guest.
Yeah, introduce yourself, special guest.
My name is Miguel. You can just know me as just Gabe's very good friend. We've known each other for a very, very, very long time.
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't go with Miller. He likes to be identified as Miller on occasion, so
Yeah, sometimes I'm in chat. And
a little bit of a curveball for me, but
But yeah, this is episode 4 of Nerding Out. Anything, anyway, everything, anything nerd all the time. It's currently 7:30 right now. It's very night right now, and yeah, let's just get started. So what did you guys do this weekend? Anything that happened currently, anything that surprised you, or something along those lines? You went to an event somewhere, something sorts.
so I gotta hit the audience up real quick.
Oh no, what is it?
So
Let us know.
yesterday, or not yesterday, last
Yes.
week, my propaganda Minecraft Stop the Mob vote
Oh
rant
god.
episode. So we unfortunately did not come together, and the armadillo won. So your
That's
dogs get
crazy.
armor. That's cool.
Ah.
Something we always wanted. But it's surprising because amongst the unionizing talks, they got the most amount of votes this year. Like this year they got like I want to say, I read somewhere, I think it said like double the amount of votes they got like from other previous years.
What?
So people kind of just said, nah, I'm not gonna unionize, and decided to go with Mojang. So we lost Extendo Arm and Penguins for forever now. So
Oh my. Okay.
It could just be like kids, right, who like aren't really in that circle and like just play Minecraft because it's a cool block game.
yeah, it could be kids, but then
I mean, you have to go to a different website just to vote and all that such.
yeah, dude. Because
so.
Right,
I
yeah.
talked to a couple people. I was spreading this message around on campus.
On
Campus?
On campus, what
Did you have
the-
like flyers?
I didn't have flyers, no,
Okay.
but I talked to a couple of people, and they're
On
like,
campus. Oh.
they're like, "What's the mob vote?" And I was like, "There's no way. How are you?" I don't even want to assume age. I'm gonna say 20. I'm gonna assume their age was like 20 plus.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then they're like, "No, I've never heard of the mob vote." And it's like, bro, what are you doing?
I feel like below 26, like that's like most people at that age probably at least know like Minecraft,
Yeah.
Like summarize what that is.
I feel like they grew up with it,
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a very interesting outcome though. The armadillo one out of the other like mobs. That's interesting. But yeah, just an update, I guess, on my end. I recently went to Guild House last weekend. I
Nice.
think Saturday. It was for the Red Bull Campus Clutch, and it was an interesting place to that I visited because there was a Valorant tournament that happened. Yeah, Valorant, right game. And the outcome was that I think San Jose State won the Northwestern division. So yeah, that was a surprising one because we thought that, well, technically during that time we thought we were going to like leave early because it was like getting hella late, So
yeah.
it was like, I think they were fighting against UC Davis, so it was
the CSU beat a UC.
UC. Oh my.
Dubs in chat.
Yeah, it was a interesting like match, especially because it was we thought, because the hope was someone was going to sweep them 2-0, but it turns out that they were pretty solid in terms of their gameplay and such. So yeah, that was fun. And I'll be honest, like San Jose is a pretty all right like area to be at, especially because I think San Jose kind of feels more of a college town than compared to other like CSUs, I think, personally, because
Well, yeah. Well, they
Yeah.
make you dorm your first year.
Yeah.
So they make you. They're like, nah, y'all gotta make friends on campus.
on campus and such. So yeah.
Like here, it's just a commuter school,
Yeah,
the
right.
commuter
Yeah, that's
school.
like the big thing is the commuter school.
It's a solid place, really. I'll be honest. But otherwise, I'll probably be there again next time, hopefully. In a convention or something along those lines. But yeah, let's just get started. So this episode we'll be talking about nostalgia stuff, specifically Adult Swim, Cartoon Network type era, like shows and aesthetics and all that such. So yeah, do you guys are you guys familiar with Adult Swim?
Yeah,
Adult
Yeah,
Swim.
I'm
Actually,
pretty familiar.
I got a crazy story on how I was
Oh, my.
introduced to Adult Swim.
Do
Nice,
tell.
nice.
So it was first grade, and my buddy David, he was like, "Yo, you guys, or he was like, yo, you watch Family Guy?" And I was like,
Of course, Family Guy.
I did not want to seem super like lame, because
Yeah.
like you're a first grader, right? You're like, you want to seem cool. So I was like, yeah, I love Family Guy so much. And then he was talking about it, and I was listening. I was like, yeah. Oh, I love that episode too, and stuff like that.
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah.
Do you want
And
to? You want to know what I was gonna bring up?
What?
Oh no.
So we've been friends since the first grade, right?
Yeah.
And like the way that happened was that like one day my dad just like asked me like, "Oh, do you make any friends?" And I had none, so I just like named you and Clayton because like I don't know, I just saw you guys around, and like actually the main reason why I like named you guys was because I heard you talking about Family Guy, and when I was a kid. I thought I was so special because I watched Family Guy. I was like, oh man, this is a grown-up show, and I'm a little kid, and I'm here watching Family Guy. So when I heard Gabe talk about it, I was like, oh man, like he's just like me. So that's why I named you to my dad, because I was like, I mean, I probably would be friends with this kid.
That's
Yeah.
so funny, dude. Because I'm not.
Wow, if you didn't succumb to that social pressure, we would not be friends.
Yeah, it's
That's
crazy too.
wild.
That is
Because
insane.
technically, I didn't even start watching Family Guy until second grade.
Wow.
I was watching King of the Hill this entire time.
King of the Hill. Oh,
I don't know how, because he just said, "Oh, it's on Adult Swim at night," and I guess we had different bedtimes. Because
Yeah.
King of the Hill, that one would always premiere like at 9.
Yeah,
Like
it was
early-
it was
the
the
early-
first one. I'm pretty
yeah, it's like the
sure.
early like
Yeah, it could be like
lineup,
9 to 9:30.
9:30, 10 depending, but yeah.
Yeah, so then I was watching that and I thought, oh, dude, this is Family Guy. even though the intro song obviously had King of the Hill, I don't know how I missed it for like an entire like
Yeah.
school year. And then after that, I was like, one night I just wasn't tired and I stayed up, and then I hear the Family Guy theme song, and then I'm like, oh my god,
Yeah.
this is
Luckily,
what
there's a
Family Guy is.
Guy. And you're like, whoa.
And I was like, no way, I just lied to like because we became like good friends, because we would talk about, I was talking
Wow.
about King of the Hill and he thought I was talking about Family Guy.
Oh,
He-
two different shows.
He thought like the skits I was saying were like Family Guy skits, and I was like, yeah, dude, Dale's super funny.
Yeah.
And then it's like, there's no Dale, bro. Like,
Who's the
Wow.
who's the Dale?
I,
So
I
kinda
have
like-
no idea how we have that miscommunication for a year basically.
Maybe just like at beginning, like what you did at beginning. We're like, yeah, totally, I love Family. Like maybe that's just what you're both doing, you know? Like you're like, oh, I love that pocket sand bit, and David was like, yeah, totally, yeah,
Yeah,
so
dude.
funny, yeah.
That's kind of dope though, like two different shows yet you still bonded over like Adult Swim in terms of what it is especially, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's kind of interesting, because I think the first time I've like been exposed to Adult Swim was, I think, when I was like very young, like fourth grade in a way, where it was like late at night, when there was, I think this was during like New Year's, right, where back home, fireworks were like legal and such, and
Yeah.
it was like they were just like used at like the sidewalk or whatever, and it was wild though, legal fireworks, just used like during nighttime, and it was it was kind of dangerous. But I think back then I was I used it just, I think those, okay, there's this thing called bumps, right? Whenever there's like commercials in between like shows or whatever, and there's like some it's like a style, I guess, in a way, because it's more of a way where I think whoever is in charge of making those like bumps or whatever, like, just communicate to the viewers especially, and I forgot the specific one, but it was more of like a national poll or something along those lines, but I forgot the context as well. But it was a very like
Those
nice experience though.
the bumps became like a TikTok trend like a couple years back, didn't it? It's like
Yeah,
they
it's
would play the music,
Yeah, like
and then
someone just said this sounds like an Adult Swim commercial bit.
Yeah.
People just started doing, yeah.
those
No,
were fun. Those are
yeah.
really creative.
it was in terms of the style of Adult Swim, it's within those like commercials and all that such, it's very like simplistic, which is nice, but also the lo-fi hip hop genre
yeah, dude.
popped up, especially MF Doom and MF Doom and the other artists like Nujabes. has grown from there, especially like in the like style.
Yeah, it's funny you bring up MF Doom. One of my favorite albums by him. It was actually done like in collaboration with Adult Swim.
Yeah.
Mouse and a Mask.
Yeah.
And like I love it so much. Like in between like each song is like a skit from like an Adult Swim character. Like Soda like calls him and like tries to get like a feature on one of his songs.
Yeah, basically, yeah. It's what's special about it is that it's Adult Swim is a very like surrealist television network or network in general. Now you got Aqua Teen Hunger Force, you got the Venture Brothers and all that such. It's a lot of like their humor is very like surrealist, and that's why their time slot is very late at night. 9 to like I think 4 or 5 a.m. in the morning. And it's they fill out that time block, just for people to like watch it, when children are not watching, in the normal network, which is Cartoon Network. I remember, if you guys are familiar with like Lawyer Squad, as the show, they're Tyler the Creator and his group as well. It's interesting to like see the evolution, because I watched them, I think during like middle school or high school, when they used to be in the group Odd Future, and it was a very funny like skit show.
Dude, that show was that show was advanced for its time.
For sure.
Because like my favorite skit, it was like nothing even crazy. They were just like outside some like random person's like house. Or maybe they owned it, I don't know. And they got a mattress, and they were just like riding the mattress down, but they were just slamming into the wall at the bottom, and they're on a public street too, and they're just like yelling at each other, like, "Oh, bro, you hit into that so hard, you idiot," and stuff like that. And then the one that sticks to me, because I literally gagged during this episode, was the pig's feet episode. Or like there's 3 of them, I can't remember who, but they're like eating pig's feet, and they're like, "Nah, you gotta eat it, we bought it, you gotta eat it," and they're like, like they're gagging, and they're like, "No, bro, it's too much, let's stop the bit," and it's like, "No, you gotta eat it, we paid for it, man."
Dude, it's funny you bring up feet. One of my favorite bits from Loader Squad, it was the foot dentist. Do you remember that one?
Dude.
The dentist.
And like Lionel, he was like, "Bro, if you put it in my mouth, I'm leaving. Like I'm not joking. I'm gonna leave if you put your foot in my mouth." That's one of my favorite skits from that.
Another favorite skit that was very notable was the Beyond Scared Straight like parody.
Dude,
that's like a very popular, the very popular one. I think most people know was I forgot the dude's name.
Earl.
Earl Sweatshirt. Sweatshirt. So it was a very funny skit, dude. It was it's I don't want to say it. I don't want to like play a video, because it was man.
Yeah,
but but it's a very funny.
It's a very easy to access.
It's very easy to access.
I feel like it's
you look at Motor Squad Scared Straight. Like
it's like one of their most popular
skits as well.
Yeah, it also started that whole like AirPod meme, because like people like changed the subtitle, so it's like, "Oh, it's more like broken here."
It's like they memed that a lot, especially like that portion. It was a fun experience, but I'll be honest, it's watching like Adult Swim and all such, like you realize like a lot, like especially Lawyer Squad, that they have done that show, and then they became something else. Tyler the Creator, he became like even more with the in the music industry as well. So that was a very interesting show as well. But there's also other shows as well that I think Adult Swim began to make as well, such as My Adventures with Superman. I still
gotta watch that.
It's Superman, but more, I guess I don't say lighthearted, but it's more like light in terms like the context and such.
I think it's more like slice of life, maybe.
I guess so. Yeah, because it's basically the same like origin of Clark Kent, and then he becomes a reporter and all such, and then he goes on adventures. So it's a very like, I guess I don't say different approach, more like something that people I guess are looking forward into, because it's that show specifically is that type of show specifically is more towards like the animation side, like similar to like the old like Cartoon Network like type shows, I guess, that they created before, like Symbionic Titan, Ben 10, all that such. But it's nice that I guess they're embracing it more, since like Cartoon Network like changed nowadays as well. But Yeah. There's other stuff as other shows as well. You know, the Boondocks.
Boondocks is amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've been
the
rewatching the Boondocks.
It's a great show, really. It's
It's
great
super
show.
funny. You know, like I feel like it has like no misses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you could just like watch it back to back, and it always has something that's funny about it.
Yeah, and like the aesthetics of it is like really good. Like just kind of like I guess like cute.
Yeah.
Like just like they're in like their little like suburbs, and like even the way like the grandpa dresses, like it's like so like he looks like a grandpa, you know.
Yeah,
like, it looks
I
like he
agree.
could be like
What-
anybody's grandpa.
What's your
Yeah.
favorite Boondocks episode?
Favorite Boondocks episode?
I'll give you some time to think.
Yeah.
I think
wanted to
I think
answer
I know
this
one. I think I know.
I mean, I'm
one.
not sure if
My
I can
favorite-
like bring it up too much, but
My-
like I
my
really like the
favorite?
R. Kelly
I-
episode.
That's crazy.
I just like Riley's like rationalization at the beginning, you know.
Yeah.
He's like, I'd move out the way, you know, like that was just so funny, like that, like you immediately understood Riley as a character just from that rationalization.
Yeah,
and, like
dude.
it completely matched throughout the entire show. Yeah,
I love the Chinese soccer episode.
yeah, that one's
That
a good
one's
one.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
God.
yeah.
funny, dude. When he's like, I don't like being made fun of, and then he kicks like the dude on the crutches. Ah,
Oh,
dude.
man. Yeah, the old like, I guess like rich like
Mayor. He was like
Yeah.
the mayor of the town.
Yeah, yeah, he's so-
selling the town for
Yeah.
a Chinese soccer game.
yeah,
Oh,
he
God.
was so
Crazy.
like hyperbolized as like a
Crazy.
capitalist. Like he was so over the top, and it was so funny. Yeah, like oh man, I can't say the actual line, but it's
Yeah.
when he like opens up like a restaurant, and like some woman comes up to him and is like, would you like to donate money for kids? And then he's like get on my way with that, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
no, you can't say that. You can't say it.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. But oh my god, that's one of my like favorite like bits from him when he does that. Yeah,
They have such good bits, dude.
yeah.
I feel like we could just have an entire episode just talking about the Boondocks bits.
He really could. Yeah.
Yeah, basically, it's a very like for its time, it's a very like, I guess like notable show in terms of, like, you know, the messages and all the references and all that such as well. I think one of the episodes that is I forgot the specific. There was like these two people, right? I think they're like the grandparents. Then they began like fighting Riley.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
I forgot.
the Stink Miser. I think
Yes,
it's like
yes.
the third episode.
Yeah, third
about
episode.
Stink
And I was like,
Miser.
that was in terms of like the content stuff. It's pretty well because it's like, man, you got like the grandparents like fighting the children. I was like, oh,
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
was
The
like-
animations on that was amazing.
yeah, and yeah, anime. Yeah, the style especially is like very like fluid, you know, for its time and all that such.
My
and,
my favorite mini arc that they have are the Thugnificent episodes.
dude. Yeah, no,
Thugnificent
yeah.
is such a funny character, dude.
Yeah, I was gonna bring up like one of my favorite bits was like at the beginning when it wasn't about Thugnificent, it was just about like rappers in general.
Yeah.
Like the creator put like title cards at the beginning, and he was like, "I'm not talking about anybody. I don't care about your geographical affiliation. They don't pay me enough for a bodyguard.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about anybody." You know, like I just thought that was like a pretty funny bit. He
I-
did that for like every like rapper episode.
Yeah, dude. I love the one where he's selling crack, and then like the crackhead comes back and he's like, "Bro, this is bad crack." I'll burn."
yeah.
that was wild as well. But yeah, yeah, it's those types of shows really is like they're very like I guess notable even back then, especially now. It's there was this another like show that I guess that I guess popped up as well. It's like Smiling Friends, you know. It's a
Ooh,
very
Smiling-
like
yeah.
Smiling.
Season 2 got announced for 2024.
Nice.
Nice,
Cause yes, I think Smiling Friends was I forgot the specifics, but it was
It's a YouTuber based like
YouTuber based.
animation show.
Yeah,
because,
animation.
like, they were like unhappy with like modern like Family Guy and stuff
Yeah.
like that because it had lost its magic.
Yeah,
So they decided to take a swing at it, and
yeah, it's pretty
you know,
good.
it has a lot of good bits.
Yeah.
The bit I reference a lot is when someone tells me something, like it's like, oh yeah, James Cameron is like going to Vegas. It's like, oh, okay, and then I
Oh, yeah.
and then I mentioned to them, I'm like, oh, did you know the Renaissance Fair?
yeah.
The-
Such a good bit.
The Renaissance Fair is in town, and they're like, oh, what's that about? And I was like, oh, I don't know. It's a Renaissance Fair, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
but like what did they do?
I don't know. I just know as much as you do, you know? Like,
yeah. And then they come in, and then they kill the guy, and they move on, and then he's like, "Oh, looks like the Renaissance man came in."
Yeah, exactly.
And he's like, he just killed him, and he's like, I told you they're coming.
It's so funny that they thought that was gonna be their worst episode, and it turned out to be one of their best.
Dude, that always happens. Like with artists, they always say like the song that like like shopped into fame. They always say that's like their least favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah, that happens with like everything. Yeah.
Is that the same episode as the there was this one episode where I think one of the main characters got lost in the woods or something.
That's the Halloween
Yeah.
episode.
That's the one. Okay,
That's literally next week, bro.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, because it's like I think I remember it was like one of the main characters got lost in the woods, and then there's this like foreshadowing about this like scary monster or whatever. It's gonna and such, and all of a sudden you fast forward to the last few minutes of the episode, and they just beat him up and all the such. I'm like,
Dude,
oh my.
Yeah, they use
That's
it
like
like
how they
use him to,
tied
like-
it in the
yeah.
end, bro. When he was like, he's like, bro, are you doing blackface?
He's like,
and he's
no,
like,
I'm
no, I'm a demon from the woods. And then he's like, bro, that better not be blackface. And they just kill him. And then the boss is like, good job, Pip. You saved the
while
day.
he's like eating
You
him.
saved the
Yeah.
day."
Yeah. In that episode you brought up, I'm pretty sure it's the same episode. There's this bit that I like. It's almost like breaking the fourth wall, because like if you look at like Psychic Pebble style like animation, he does like he like makes his characters like run really fast, right?
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like he's like, haha, and there's like a part where like Pam like runs out the room super fast, and then Zach is like, I didn't know he was gonna
Yeah,
do
and
that.
then
Oh
he
my God, he
starts-
genuinely scared me. Wow.
He starts laughing. Too.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. The I think they did for Smiling Friends. The creators made like a long advertisement for one of the episodes where they were going to Brazil or something.
Yeah.
And that
The
was
Brazil episode
that's-
was it's
yeah.
it's such a hard watch, but it's so funny because it's a hard watch. And
Yeah.
it's like, oh, Pip, you didn't get the hotel? And it's like
it's like the expectation. They advertised that and all the such.
Yeah.
They're going to Brazil.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
they're
yeah.
It's like
hyping
a
it up.
special or something.
Yeah.
It feels like, and it's
And
like
I
all
was
of a
like-
sudden, oh,
I was like, whoa, like a 30-minute special. This is gonna be like quick, and it's just them in the airport going like, Pam, you were supposed to get the hotel room.
Yeah.
And then they call the boss and he's like, bro, you guys went on the worst week. It's like Mardi
Yeah,
Gras
yeah.
or something. And then it's like, yeah, dude, I can't find you guys a hotel in like a 50-mile radius. You guys are gonna have to like go to the next town over.
Right.
They're like, oh, well, we don't have enough money. We only got enough money for like food and snacks. They don't. And then they're like, well, let's go home.
Yeah. I remember like right around when that was like coming out, you and like a bunch of our friends were going to a like Tahoe trip. Like you guys hadn't watched the episode yet, so it's like, oh man, because I wasn't going.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh man, your guys' Tahoe trip. I hope it's like this new Smiling Friends
Dude, that's
episode.
terrible.
oh, that's pain.
Oh my-
You planned that all this stuff, and all of a sudden you're not going. It's like, oh,
Literally,
waste of
literally
money.
Yeah, I was
3-hour
hating on
drive,
you guys when that was going on.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I was
You were
praying it
mad
wasn't
hating
downfall.
if you wanted
I
us
was,
to be
yeah.
the Brazil episode. That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's like a biggest fear that I think most people who are planning on doing trips on is like, oh, you have all this stuff, and all of a sudden you get you forget the most important portion.
Right.
Oh, my.
Yeah. And like in an area you're already like foreign to.
Yeah, already you're foreign, and all of
Yeah.
a sudden you're dealing with like all these stuff that you may never get back one day. So
Right. Yeah.
it's
You might have to
very-
like sleep on the street. Like
sleep
worst
on
case
the
scenario.
street,
like,
go to the police that might not know your language and all that crazy stuff as well. But yeah,
Actual like horror scenario. yeah.
actual scary stuff. But yeah, we'll be right back as well. And yeah, we'll be playing some MF Doom, 2 songs as well, and we'll be right back. Don't go away. See you guys in the next few minutes.
Mere alcohol doesn't thrill me at all. So tell me, why shouldn't it be true? I get a kick out of brew. There's only one beer left. Rappers screaming all in our ears like we're deaf. Tempt me, do a number on a label. Beat up all the MCs and drink them under the table like it's on me. Put it on my tab, kid, however you get there. Foot it, cab it, iron horse it. You leave it on your face, forfeit. Across the mic, hold it like the heat, he might toss it. Told her, tell him they stole it. He told her he lost it. She told him get off it and a bunch of other more shit. Getting money, DTs be getting no new leads. It's like he eating watermelon, stay spitting new seeds. It's the weed, give me some of what he drooping off. Soon as he wake up, choking like it was whooping cough. they group been soft. First hour at the open bar and they trooping off. He went to go laugh and get some head by the side road. She asked him autograph her derriere red to wide load. This yard bird tastes like fried toad, turd, love villain. Take pride in cold words, crooked eye mode, nerd geek with a cold heart. Probably still be speaking in rhymes as an old fart. Study how to eat to die by the pizza guy. No, he's not too fly to skeet in the squeeze a eye and squeeze a thigh. Maybe give her curves a feel the same way she feel it when he flow with nerves of steel. They call her super when they need their back plumbing fix. Howard's only one left, the pack coming 6. Whatever happened to 2 and 3? A herb tried to slide with 4 and 5 and got caught. Like what you doing, G? Don't make them have to get cutting like truancy. Matter of fact, not for nothing right now. You and me, looser than a pair of Adidas. I hope you bought your spare tweeters. MCs sound like cheerleaders, rapping and dancing like Redhead Kingpin. Doom came to do the thing again, no matter who be blingin'. He do it for the smelly hubbies. Seeds know what time it is, like it's time for Teletubbies. Few can do it, even fewer can sell it. Take it from the dude who wear a mask like a tarted helmet. He plot shows like robberies. In and out, 1, 2, 3, nobody's pleased. Run the cash and you won't get a wet sweatshirt. The mic is the shotty, nobody moves, nobody get hurt. Bring the heat like the boy done go on the wall. He came in the door and everybody on the floor. A whole string of jobs like we on tour. Every night on a score, coming to your corner store.
Now that the representative from South Africa has been mind programmed, all of the world's leaders on Earth are under my control. And when they meet tomorrow in special session, I, Doom, shall be voted master of the world. My plan is foolproof, but just in case.
And what about smoke?
Now you keep your eyes open. When I tell you, start snapping.
Oh, yeah, sure. Ladies and gentlemen,
Nice cigar.
I am risking my life to tell you with great concern that I must warn you. You must listen. Many among you have had their minds taken over. What a story. Start snapping.
Dude, gosh, I wish I'd brought my autograph book.
Your attempts at humor bore me.
Right, Leadhead.
You're weird. Why is everyone staring at us?
Oh, I should have realized. We must look like freaks to them.
Relax, mister. Just do your thing.
Get a good grip on my...
Boy, I'll bang your readout meter for you, you little...
Knock it off, Ben.
What's the matter?
Oh, Ben.
You're nothing but a chicken head.
You overgrown crazy.
Hold it.
And we're back, y'all. We're back from that small music by MF Doom called One Beer. Yeah, that was man, that's a great song as well. We'll be talking about, I think now let's move on to Toonami, you know, the anime segment of this show, you know.
Yeah.
Toonami, for anyone who doesn't know, is a do you call it, is it like a sub-block or something, like a small network? Because
it's like
it's only Saturdays, its own thing,
yeah.
especially.
I don't really.
yeah.
I don't remember if they, because I remember like at a certain point, like at I want to say like after 12, a lot of the nights, like they would stop playing like American Dad, Family Guy, and then they'd switch over to Toonami for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then they would always have like the weird storyline. Like it goes like, I know the guy's name was Tom, who was like, "You're listening to Toonami," and then it'd be like his own little version.
The
of
Tom is
Cortana.
great, dude. Like I remember the I think the VA has been like doing it like for a while, dude. And I think the most notable one that I've heard in his voice is this game called Metro 2033. It's like a
He's in that one?
Yeah, he's in that one. Technically, in the he shows up in, I think, the third game. He's like the American like soldier who happened to be there for some reason.
Oh, swear to God.
Which is and yeah, it's very notable as well. And yeah, there's like a bunch of shows that I think most people know, like in Toonami, like Naruto, One Piece and all that such as well. I guess a lot of like shonen anime that's been released. So
Yeah.
we'll probably talk about this after this small break as well. You're listening to KSFS Radio at beccamedia.net/KSFS Radio. KSFS is a service of the Broadcast and Electronic Communication Arts Department at San Francisco State University. Some rights are reserved under Creative Commons license.
Nice. We are getting better.
We're getting better and better along those like
guys
segments
are.
and
You
such.
guys are.
Yeah, it's I think during like episode like 2 or 1, quote unquote, we were still like struggling. Well, not struggling especially, but more like we were still like getting the hang of like.
Yeah, we
just
didn't know
sing
how
it
to
naturally.
implement it smoothly. We kept on like going like, oh yeah, dude, and then last week, hold on guys, and then we would read it and then it would be all bad.
Yeah, it was a long bit before we got to our first episode though, because we were waiting for access for key cards, and then one day we just might as well just do our first episode
Yeah, dude.
at a time. And now
Shout out you for waiting, dude.
yeah, it's
Really saved us.
that was something. But yeah, it was but now I think most people got their like access now, so
Yeah, it
should be
works now.
solid. But yeah, Toonami. You guys have any like notable like shows that you guys like? I guess for that you got introduced to like anime wise, like shonen anime, some anime that's like very like unknown, I guess, quote unquote, like the things that are like not like.
Surprisingly enough,
Much?
it wasn't Toonami that put me on. It was like a I can't even remember the channel anymore. It was, I believe the number was like 301 or something like that. It was like part of like if you have DirecTV,
Yeah.
like what is it? Cartoon Network's like
Yeah.
296 and then 297.
Yeah, there's like the West and then there's the East version.
And then it was like if you went up to like 301, I believe, they had a channel that was streaming Dragon Ball Z Kai.
Like
And
a
I was-
like a
It was like
anime specific type of like channel.
it was weird. They would alternate like off weeks, so it could be like it could be like it could like be Nickelodeon cartoons, but like the less popular ones. So it could be like Wow Wow Wubsy would be on that
Nick
one.
Jr.
It might have been Nick Jr. Yeah.
Nick Jr. played Dragon Ball Kai.
Dragon
Yeah.
Ball guy. What?
Yeah, they
That's
probably.
what-
Because I remember I was watching it on that thing, and I was like, "Whoa, this is crazy."
That's what. Because I know like in DirecTV, for example, there's like different like sub channels of like established like networks, like for example Nickelodeon and then Nick Jr. then Nicktoons. Nicktoons are for like the old like shows and such, like the I forgot, like Rocko's Modern Life, the old SpongeBob episodes. Yeah, that's kind of crazy though, because the only way I know, like the only way that pops up really is if you were in a different country, and that will possibly be a case of sorts, because that's a different thing. Nick Jr. then turns into like shonen anime.
So
Yeah,
it
what
was
the heck?
Nicktoons,
Oh,
and they had their own thing called Toonzai or Vortex.
Oh, Vortex. I thought that was that's a Disney something.
Nah,
so weird
that
because-
was Nicktoons apparently.
I watched. That was my like into like Dragon Ball Z Kai. Like I used to watch with my brother, but I don't remember it being on like a Nick. I just remember it just being on TV, and then we watched it together. I think it was like on Sundays. It was for sure on the weekend.
Yes, probably probably Saturday.
Yeah, I
stuff
remember.
is
I remember we
Saturday.
like wake up for it. Like we'd be like, "Oh, Dragon Ball Z's playing. We gotta watch it."
Yeah, it's probably a Saturday thing. That's a thing, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. People always talk about like 90s kids. I guess always talk about like Saturday morning cartoons. So I always assumed that like I caught like the tail end of that, and that's how I like yeah. But like Dragon Ball Z Kai, that was it for me too.
Instead of the cartoons, we just hopped on and we are like, Goku, win.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting though. Yeah, there's like not watching, but I'm checking all the different shows that like popped up in their programming. You got like My Hero Academia, you got the Tokyo Ghoul like series, you got like Sword Art Online. What the heck?
I remember that on Toonami. I think that was like,
I think they did.
I think they did like one episode of Gun Gale, and I was like, yo, they got the dude's using a lightsaber to deflect bullets. What?
Yeah.
And then I watched season 1 episode 1, and I was like, Where are the guns? Where's the guy's lightsaber?
I'll be honest. I think from the get go, I was always just like a piracy kid. Like I think like Dragon Ball Z Kai. I think that was like the only thing I watched like on broadcast. I think past that, like my brother and I were just found like websites.
Yeah,
Because I remember we learned that it was like an abridged version of Dragon Ball Z. So we're like, oh, we want to watch like actual Dragon Ball Z. So we just found some website and like in the summer like binge through Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, all the movies. Yeah, it's like a core memory between us.
Wow,
Yeah, pretty sweet. Yeah.
There's like some other like low key stuff here, like Ghost in the Shell, Standalone Complex, and then the Second Gig, and then Full Metal Alchemist. Yeah, there's some like ones as well.
I feel like the older stuff I don't remember at all being on Toonami. Like I remember Cowboy Bebop. I remember Naruto Shippuden. What else was there?
Wasn't there another anime in the Cowboy Bebop world called like Space
Space
Boys
Dandy.
Space Dandy. I think
They were promoting that. Like,
was
Yeah,
Space
I
Dandy
super
connected to Cowboy Bebop, or was it?
I think it was just similar studios.
Oh,
I think I saw like a Instagram post like pointing out how there's like there's like a part in Cowboy. I haven't watched Cowboy Bebop. I know, sorry, but there's like a part where they like throw out a fridge or something, and you can see the fridge like on like Space Dandy spaceship, and there's like a part where like I think you see like a messed up robot like in the background of Cowboy Bebop, and then you see the same robot in like Space Dandy.
oh, because Space Dandy, I'll be honest, is very like surreal.
Yeah,
in
it's
terms
very
of like
different.
in terms of like its concept, it's like stuff that's happening, and then Cowboy Bebop is more like I don't want to say realistic, but more like grounded.
Yeah.
Yeah, we grounded in terms of like it's like plot and all of such. But yeah, that's kind of interesting though.
I just remembered the one that Toonami played the most. It was Parasite.
Oh,
That
yeah.
I remember.
Parasite.
They would be, dude. They were streaming that for like years, bro.
Yeah, I remember that like scared me as a kid, and then like I got down to watching it. And I thought it was really good. I really liked Parasite.
Yeah, it's yeah, and there's also I think I remember as well Hellsing Ultimate.
Oh
So,
yeah.
they-
Oh, is that the guy with the vampire?
Yeah, he's
the
like,
the vampire has guns. I don't know the specific guns, but it's like a
Did we
huge
watch an
45 caliber
abridged,
guns.
like a parody of that on YouTube when
Yeah,
we were
we
kids?
did.
And there's like a part where he's flying by like
Brazil.
yeah,
He's
yeah. He's
literally-
like, Jesus wants a hug. Yeah. Oh my God. I remember we died at that for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah, there's also like original ones as well. I think we're still waiting for the upcoming Uzumaki anime. It's,
Oh yeah,
Junji Ito. So
That's still. I saw like trailers for that. Like,
that's
kinda
yeah.
long
It
ago.
hasn't I think released yet. I may be wrong. Whoever's in chat right now, but they released a I won't say teaser, but more like an announcement. Oh, they're making a Uzumaki like anime, and it was gonna be connected with. It's gonna be produced alongside adult Toonami and all those such. And then the pandemic happened, and then I think we recently got a snippet of like an episode, which is kind of dope though, because the style of the anime is similar to like the comic book, so that's why it's like very like that's why it took a lot of time for it to release as well. And another show that's interesting as well is Ninja Kamui. It's like a ninja. It's like a anime about a ninja and revenge against their family, which is interesting as well. So it's kind of dope that whenever I think certain networks have like original stuff as well. It's kind of nice to see how like what they can make as well when they have like access and availability to like make those like type of shows. So yeah, we'll see how that goes as well. They also did Made in Abyss.
Dude,
Adult Swim did that.
dude, Made in
Well,
Abyss.
no, they didn't make it. They aired it.
Oh,
That's such a crazy thing to air, dude. That's like
It's a very suspicious thing to air.
yeah,
Like,
I
ooh.
know, dude. That's way worse than Parasite in my
Yeah.
opinion. dude.
Yeah, because it's like I don't want to say anything, but it's very
It's a lot of like
very suspicious type of.
yeah, it's
stuff.
that, and then you gotta also keep in mind like they're kids, and kids are like constantly dying in that anime.
Yeah,
too.
it's a very bad.
I don't know if it's like I grew up as like a pretty like skittish kid, but to me like Adult Swim, like Toonami, was always the place for like the out of bounds stuff for me as a kid.
yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So I mean, like, to me at least like that like aligns, but I don't know. I might have just been like a little like loser kid maybe who's just like
I
who's
wanna-
like scared of anything past 10 p.m.
I want to say they they aired Prison School.
They did.
I feel
That
like
sounds right to me. But like
I
said-
feel
Wait,
like
hold
I have
on,
a
hold on.
vivid memory of them, like, of me looking at Prison School, and I was like,
I don't think. Wait, let me search it out.
unless, because I swear to God,
Toonami. I don't think so, because it's like it's kind of weird, but Prison School is like very like.
it's very sexual.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm in terms of like, you know, I guess it's still like very like niche in terms of the wait. Oh no, it's Funimation. I'm like, wait a minute now. I don't think they did.
They did Dead Man's Wonderland.
They did Dead Man's Wonderland. Dead Man's Wonderland is that's very disappointing. I'll be honest.
The manga or like just
no,
how
the anime, like how they
Really?
ended it and so such. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, it sucks that they never like actually like finished. Did the manga ever finish?
I think so, cause okay, Dead Man Wonderland, it's like a very like fantasy supernatural type show where
They use like blood as magic now.
certain people have different types of like abilities and all such, and it's like very like along those lines. I don't know how specific it is, but it's like that's basically how it is. He for some reason gets into prison and all that such, and then he has to like fight his way out along those lines. But
Yeah.
that's a interesting like I guess thing to happen. But
Dude, on the topic of nostalgia, there's a show. I don't even remember where it's broadcasted,
oh no,
but I remember it vividly as a kid. And when I bring it up, no one remembers it. The plot of it was that basically this kid who's like 15 years old, he's like kind of a trouble kid.
yes,
And like one day he like goes to bed, and then he like wakes up, and he's like just at this boarding school, like everybody just like dressed up like it's like Harvard, and he's like, what's like, how did I end up here? And then other kids like just like ignore him, and they're just like, you're just at school, man. And then like,
what the heck?
and then he's like trying to figure out like what's going on, but like everybody's like, bro, just normal school, like calm down.
Is it like a?
It's live action.
Live action.
Yeah, and then like it gets like it becomes like this like investigative story where like they're like trying to figure out like what's going on with this school, like why did everybody just wake up here one day, and like it's
Bro,
like
sounds like a some horror manga plot that
Yeah.
just like spawned out of somewhere. What the?
Yeah, I remember like this one episode vividly where it was like 2
Was
seasons
it on
in.
like television?
I'm pretty sure, yeah. And
That's like very like.
Yeah, bro. I have no idea.
yeah, dude, I remember there's one episode where
Was it like
what
a
happened to
was it
another
like
kid.
Japanese like live action?
No, it was for sure an American live action show.
What?
Yeah, and I remember it very vividly.
That sounds
yeah.
like some CW stuff. Probably I don't know.
Maybe, yeah. Yeah,
Like-
but I remember it so vividly. and I
Wait, they
remember
were
so
speaking
interested.
English, right?
Yeah. It was completely American, maybe British actually, since it was
Oh,
like a boarding
British.
school,
Okay, that might-
maybe.
That's
But like for sure, like Western for sure.
okay. That's
and live
interesting.
action, yeah. But like whenever I bring it up, like no one remembers it. Like I remember it so vividly as a kid.
Yeah, there's some shows especially like with that like not a lot of people know. Like I don't know like specific ones like on the top of my head, but you know, lost media is like a very common thing that people I guess
Yeah,
are
it is.
Yeah,
trying
especially
to,
like internet now, like people trying to piece the puzzles together.
piece the puzzles together and like find like content as well. Like I'll probably talk about it in a later episode, but like, you know, like lost media and like like YouTube horror series, you know,
right.
like Mandela Catalog and the Walton Files and all such. It'll be a whole treat. That'll probably be for next episode though, for Halloween. Yeah, Halloween. Yeah, it's coming up though.
Ooh.
It's like already end of the month.
Should we spoil what we're gonna be this podcast or next podcast?
For which probably
for
next
Halloween.
probably next podcast, but we'll be talking about probably like, you know, like Halloween movies, like things that scared you, along those lines, especially like and especially like internet horror. You know, I think internet horror has been blowing up, especially like, you know, like the I don't see. It's not a vintage. I don't know how to explain it really. It's a specific term, but I forgot. Especially
Analog.
analog horror. Yes. It's yeah. We'll be talking about that probably soon. But yeah, we'll also connected to that is getting back to the topic of like, you know, Toonami and all Toonami. Cartoon Network. That's a very big part of, I think, a lot of those who've been born like I think 90s to like 2000s folks as well. One of the shows that I guess I guess still scared me as a kid was Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Yeah.
That one is
So-
crazy, bro.
For a show that's meant to be for children, that's a
It's
So
a
it's
crazy
very
show
wild.
for children.
Can I give a hot take?
oh
Yeah.
no.
Adventure Time was a very good show. Distant Lands, okay, that's alright. Fiona and Cake, unnecessary. They
Yeah.
don't gotta be doing this. Yeah. One of my favorite things about Adventure Time was the ending. How they basically just said they all just lived on. Life
Yeah.
just kept on happening. But now it's like Fiona and Cake, it's like, well, no, there's like other timelines and like this is bitter. It's okay if I say spoiler.
Yeah.
It's like Lich, this like symbol of death that's like always prevalent, always there, like dies in Fiona Cake, like Glob kills him, and it's like, it just kind of ruined like the perfect ending for me. But hey, Donald Glover is Marshall again, so
yeah.
I
Man,
mean that's
Donald
like
Glover.
a big plus.
Marshall Lee.
Marshall
Lee.
Well, yeah, it's I think I think 2012, the early 2010s was where I think Cartoon Network peaked in terms of like shows and popularity and all such. You know, Adventure Time, regular show, My Amazing World of Gumball. I think a lot of people like mostly remember Adventure Time and regular show because of like its concept and all that such as well.
Yeah.
Another connecting back to Courage the Cowardly Dog, like Cartoon Network like created like very surreal in a scary way type of like shows, like for example Flapjack was a very
that's like with Courage Cowardly Dog, like how, like why did they let that happen?
I feel like Flapjack, like remembering it, in my personal opinion, I feel like it was like the same as SpongeBob, you know, like
Really?
because you know, like SpongeBob would have like the one frame where they would like SpongeBob was like, "Hey Squidward, you wanna? Oh, you don't look so happy today," and it's just a hyper realistic picture of
Right.
Squidward, like
Yeah.
all crusty, and it's like that. That's what I think, or from my like remembering.
Yeah, but that would just be like one frame with like Flapjack. Like I remember there's one episode where they were like, all right, screw it, let's go to Candy Island, and then they like put together like a little boat, and then they started going like sea crazy. Like everything became like red shifted. Everything was just like black and
yeah.
red.
Yeah,
Like there's
that's
like a
very
waterfall. They're
scary.
like pulling their
Like,
faces. Like
I remember that episode. I was laughing so hard hearing that.
that horrified me. as a
Because I had
kid,
no
man.
idea what was happening. Because I was like, oh, dude, Flap and Captain Knuckles are having a blast. So
No, man,
I don't know.
could
Maybe
not
that's
make
why
it
I'm
through that
saying. Because I feel
episode.
like SpongeBob has equally like scary. Like I think the scariest for me, it's also one of my favorite episodes, is the one where SpongeBob is going crazy and he's like, we have Chip, Penny, and Paper to keep us entertained, and they're like, SpongeBob, you gotta go out, and he goes out, and then a gorilla like rips like himself out of the suit.
Yeah.
And it's like, bro, what is going on?
Yeah,
in
you
this
can like
episode?
see its eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That freaked me out.
I see- Wait,
I feel like Flapjack and SpongeBob are on the same plane for me. For
Yeah.
like just like the one bit that goes a little bit too crazy.
Yeah, now you say that. Another really good example was the one where like SpongeBob like basically went to like Baltimore. You know what I mean? Like went like
Oh, I remember
yeah,
that.
yeah. He got lost on a bus. He took the wrong stop.
Yeah.
He had like the little like high five balloon thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then it was just like a bunch of weird stuff happening. Yeah. Yeah. That was another good example of like just one that just made a complete left turn. Like kind of scared me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was, I think there's like a bunch of other like moments, especially I think one of them was like, I think usually things like get caught off guard whenever you're watching certain episodes, and I remember like one of the episodes where I think Flapjack was like talking to a cat or something, and they just like jump scare, like scary like version of the cat. I'm like, oh god,
How did Flapjack end? Or was it like
I
canceled before it
forgot.
even ended?
No, I mean it ended. Let me search it up because it ended, of course, like most shows, but
I feel like it was kind of like Chowder, where they were like on the last like few minutes they did like a time skip and just showed like Flapjack as like an older kid. I want to say, but I might be wrong. I might just straight up just be thinking of Chowder.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Chowder was,
they
I like the
oh,
fourth wall
no.
break in Chowder.
Yeah.
Was it canceled before it even like?
they did the final episode, but here, let me read this. The episode was called Fish Out of Water, focused on Flapjack and Knuckles turning into fish due to eating too much candy. And at the end of the episode, featured an appearance by the creator, and his son who played the live action versions of them after they once again eat too much candy. What the heck?
They turn
That's
into fish. What a weird way to end the show. They turn into fish for eating too much candy, and then the entire show revolves around Candy Island and stuff like that.
You know, a good amount of people probably already know this, but the creator regular show, Flapjack, was a big part of his career.
What the
He like worked on that show a lot. I think he was even like listed as like a writer too. I think.
Wow, dude.
Yeah.
Shout out Mordecai. Wow.
Oh man. Oh, yeah, I'm reading this again. It's very interesting. It's like, okay, so they're once again storm out of Stormalong, which is like the city or town, whatever.
Yeah.
And they're not allowed to come back. You know, when they were mentioning the Candy Island, whatever, that's basically their goal that they're trying to get. But the issue was that they said, the series ends with Knuckles and Flapjack on top of Bubby, which is like the huge whale, that they're part of, and who now has a human face due to having eaten too much candy. What the heck?
What?
Yeah.
this is definitely something we're gonna go home and watch, and then go like, dude, why did they end it like this?
Yeah.
Yeah. This show is specifically. Oh my god. It's wild. Like whenever it comes like those like types of like surreal shows as well. I think one of the getting back to like 2012, I think regular show was but other than that, you know, those, I guess this types of shows basically like cemented in terms of like internet history and all, like a lot of people's childhoods, because a lot of like as I said before, Adventure Time, regular show, Amazing World of Gumball and all that such, they had like very like solid like concept and such as well, and they delivered a lot of like stuff in terms of like storytelling that's not like typical, that's not typical as well, you know, like different
it was like a
characters,
new generation of
storytelling. And also Adventure Time used to be like a animation jam thing, I think, over at Nicktoons, and then Cartoon Network.
Cool. If it is a
that's
pretty cool.
Yeah, it used to be just like a one take thing where they just made like an episode, like a pilot and an episode, and they just like showcased it to like, you know, the higher ups, whatever. And then Cartoon Network, I guess, bought the I won't say idea, but more like they gave them a place to like a budget and a place to like make their stuff, and then and then the rest is history and such. But yeah, that's been interesting so far. But yeah, that'll be it for our show tonight, y'all. Thank y'all for
very very nostalgic episode.
Thank y'all for listening in. We'll be back as always next week for Halloween. Halloween is around the corner, and also, for those who are traveling to Las Vegas this weekend for TwitchCon, stay safe, y'all. You know, have fun. You know, it's gonna be fun for those who are
bring
going
deodorant.
Yes, bring deodorant and all of such, and I kind of hope that they return back to San Jose because of convenience, and they did that I think a few years ago. But yeah, we'll see. It might be nice just to have like something closer, so I don't have to like spend $1,000 just to like prep. So that's I wish that will happen. But yeah, that will be all. Thank you all for listening, and we'll close off with final song. If you guys know the song, you will know.
Real quick, thank you for Miguel for joining us.
Yes, thank you
for having me. This was so
thank you
much
for our
fun.
guests. Thank you for
dude.
As always, you know, my name is Nico.
My name is Gabe,
and this is Nerd Out. Yeah, we'll see you all next week. Later. Take care, yo. Bye. Enjoy this last song.
With me and the butterflies and bees, we can wander through the forest and do so as we please. Come along with me to a cliff under a tree, where we can gaze upon the water as an everlasting dream. All of my collections, I'll share them all with you. Maybe by next summer we won't have changed our tune. We'll still want to be with the butterflies and bees, making up share them all with you. I'll be here for you always, and always be with you. Come along with me, and the butterflies and bees. We can wander through the forest and do so